Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another brand new video. I hope you guys are all doing well and hanging in there right now for Kaspa. So yes, in today's video, I want to talk more about Kaspa, give you guys an update on Kaspa, and I came across something that I found pretty interesting, and is that people are selling their Bitcoins to buy more Kaspa. Okay, so I want to talk about that for today's video, how I actually feel about, people pretty much selling their Bitcoins to buy Kaspa, right? To swap it to Kaspa. Okay, so I want to talk about that. But before we talk about that, I want to give you guys an update on Kaspa today. How is Kaspa performing today? And Kaspa is actually looking, a bit more better than where it was yesterday, right? Yesterday, okay, we saw Kaspa going to, it was around 0.073, okay, just below 0.074. And yeah, Kaspa, right now is looking pretty good, right? It's at still above 7 cents, almost at 8 cents, and it's currently at 0.077. So, looking pretty good for Kaspa today, a bit more better than where it was yesterday. If we go to the 4-hour time frame, you guys can clearly see we are in fact seeing Kaspa having some sideways price movements, right? You guys can clearly see that. We are obviously seeing a very, very strong support level and resistance line. Again, I told you guys many times, for us to see, Kaspa breaking out, again, pretty much reaching back up to, 9 cents or even 10 cents, we pretty much have to see Kaspa breaking this resistance line. Okay, and this is obviously a very, very clear resistance because Kaspa came back up, okay, at 8 cents, which is this resistance line. And ever since Kaspa has, went back up to 8 cents, it would drop back down to the downside, right? You guys clearly see that. So we pretty much have to see a breakout happening with this resistance line for Kaspa to pretty much go much, much higher, right? But, it is still looking pretty good for Kaspa. It's still above 7 cents. Obviously, we are seeing a very, very strong, support level right over here for Kaspa, right? So, Kaspa is still holding up pretty well, right? It really, really is. And, Kaspa today is up 4%, looking pretty good, compared to all these other alts today that are, slightly up, but, a lot of these alts today, right? Let's have a look here. Okay, past 24 hours, Ethereum's up, right, 2%. Okay, XRP's up 2%. Solana's up 3%. Doge today's up 6%. Great to see for Doge. Sui's slightly up, almost 1%. Cardano's up 2%. But yeah, it's great to see that, Kaspa is up 4%. Okay, so a bit more better than all these other alts today. But yeah, looking pretty good today for Kaspa, looking like it wants to, reach back up to 8 cents, breaking that resistance and going much, much further up to the upside. So, overall looking pretty good today for Kaspa, right? Now, I want to talk about this real quick, guys, because like I said, I came across this, okay, and it seems like it's actually happening, right? People out there, okay, are selling the Bitcoins to buy Kaspa. Okay, and I find this pretty interesting because, as you guys all know, I am very, very bullish, okay, on both Bitcoin and Kaspa. Okay, I just am. You guys know that, right? If you guys have been following me, you guys know I've been talking about Bitcoin and Kaspa, right, for the past few months now. Okay, as you guys all know, right? This is literally all I talk about on my YouTube channel, right? I don't talk about, Ethereum as much anymore. I don't talk about, Solana as much anymore, like what I used to, right? And all these other altcoins like Chainlink and whatnot. I used to talk about these projects, but not anymore, right? Ever since I came across Kaspa, right, things have changed massively. As you guys know, I am all in on Bitcoin and Kaspa. Okay, I even told you guys this many, many times in my videos. I even posted about this on X, right? So I said here, okay, listen, I'm going all in on Bitcoin and Kaspa. I truly do believe that Bitcoin and Kaspa are both great long-term investments. Right now, these two are my main focus for the long-term play. Okay, and I posted this pretty much at the beginning of this year in 2025, right? January 24th of 2025, okay? And I'm not lying, right? You guys can just clearly see I am simply, okay, when I'm buying crypto, when I'm investing into crypto, I'm looking for, long-term plays because I'm a investor, guys, okay? I'm not a trader, okay? I don't really trade. I mainly am a investor when it comes to crypto, okay? And the ones that I'm really focusing on is Bitcoin and Kaspa, okay? So how do I feel about this? People, okay, that are selling the Bitcoins for Kaspa, because like I said, I find this actually pretty interesting, right? And I'm going on Reddit, right? Because this was in fact posted on Reddit, right? Wall Street Bets Crypto. Okay, and then I'm reading the comments here, right? The conversation and whatnot, what people are, thinking about this. And it seems like a lot of people are, approving this, right? A lot of people like this idea that, people are pretty much selling the Bitcoins to buy Kaspa. So it seems like, right, they like that people are slowly becoming Kaspa maxis in a way. I don't know, people that are selling their Bitcoins to buy Kaspa, I don't know if they are planning on selling all the Bitcoins for Kaspa to become a Kaspa maxi. I really do not know. But if you guys look over here, if you guys actually read the responses and whatnot, okay, on this post, a lot of people are liking this idea, okay, that they are selling the Bitcoins to buy Kaspa, and it seems like a lot of people are approving this, right? And in my opinion, guys, like personally, I would not sell my Bitcoins ever for Kaspa, okay? Like, you can hate me for, saying that and whatnot, but it's just the truth, guys. Like, I truly do believe in Bitcoin long term as well, right? And I've been investing into Bitcoin for a while now, right? And, personally, I would never sell, my Bitcoins for Kaspa, guys, okay? In the past, right, I have sold my Cardano for Kaspa, okay? And I told you guys, was this a bad idea? And it seems like a lot of you guys did approve, right? A lot of you guys actually like this idea that I did sell, my ADA, right, my Cardano for Kaspa, okay? And it seems like a lot of you guys like that idea, right? You guys thought it was a smart move, and I do appreciate that, right? And I really do believe this was a great decision to make, okay? And again, this was at the beginning of, 2025. So I pretty much sold all of my Cardano for Kaspa, right? I even made a video talking about this. You guys can actually, see in the video that I did, in fact, sell all of my Cardano for Kaspa, right? If you guys haven't seen that video, you should definitely check it out, right? And not just that, back in May, right? So not too long ago, a couple months back, I actually did sell one of my Ethereum for over 21,000 Kaspa. Okay, so I did sell some of my Ethereum to buy Kaspa as well, guys. So you guys can clearly see in the past, I have sold, okay, a lot of different alts for Kaspa. Okay, even at one point I sold, some of my XRP for Kaspa. Okay, I sold my XRP for, Bitcoin and both Bitcoin and Kaspa, right? Even some of my Solana and Chainlink, right? So understand, guys, I did sell, in the past, I did sell some of my other alts to buy more Kaspa. But the one thing that I wouldn't do is Bitcoin. And the reason why I say this, guys, okay, you guys are probably wondering, why do I say this? Why would I never sell, any of my Bitcoins, even a percentage of my Bitcoins, even if it's a small amount of stats, right, Satoshis for my, to buy more Kaspa, right? Why wouldn't I do that? Okay. And it's because, understand, guys, you guys need to understand where Bitcoin is heading in the future as well, along with Kaspa, right? We know Bitcoin is going to be a digital asset that will be pretty much worth millions of dollars per coin one day. So Marcus Saylor says here, by the year 2045, okay, there is a bearish scenario, a base case, and a bullish scenario for Bitcoin, where it's heading in the year 2045, right? So you guys clearly see the most bearish scenario for, Bitcoin by the year 2045 is $3 million per Bitcoin. Just think about that, $3 million per Bitcoin. Okay, now the base case, look at the base case, $13 million per Bitcoin. Okay, and the most bullish scenario is $49 million per Bitcoin. So why would you guys, sell, your Bitcoins for Kaspa? Okay, I truly do believe, and I'm pretty sure, right, you guys can agree with me on this, that, down in the future, just owning 10% of a Bitcoin, 0.1 Bitcoin is going to be a big deal. Just think about that, right? If Bitcoin, okay, let's just look at it, $13 million, the base case. When Bitcoin does reach $13 million, that 0.1 Bitcoin will be pretty much worth, over $1 million pretty much, right? 0.1 Bitcoin, that amount will be worth over $1 million when Bitcoin reaches $13 million plus, right, down in the future. And I do believe, right, as a Bitcoin investor, as a hodler, right, I truly do believe one day Bitcoin is going to be reaching these price targets, whether it's 3 million, 30 million, or even $49 million. I told you guys many times, I truly do believe Bitcoin is going to be a digital asset that's going to be worth not just $1 million, but millions of dollars per coin. So the thing is, going back to this, is like, why would you sell your Bitcoins for Kaspa? Okay. And don't get me wrong. Okay, I'm 50-50 on this. I'm not saying this is a 100% a bad idea. I'm a gangster or anything like that. You guys do you, right? But personally, this is just something that I wouldn't do. Okay, I would never sell any of my Bitcoins for Kaspa. Even if it's the opposite, I would never sell my Kaspa for Bitcoin, right? It's the same thing because I am so bullish, okay, on Bitcoin and Kaspa. As I showed you guys right over here, I am going long, right, on both Bitcoin and Kaspa. I believe in both of these projects for long term. Okay, I'm both equal here. Okay, I love Bitcoin and I love Kaspa. I'm like equally bullish here for both of these projects. Okay, and you guys need to understand, I've been investing into Bitcoin for almost 5 years now, which is crazy to think about. Okay, and for Kaspa's coming up to a year, right? And it's been a great ride for Kaspa, honestly. Okay, but understand, I would never swap any of my Bitcoins or Kaspa to swap it for any of them, right? I would just simply just buy and hold them equally, pretty much, right? So understand, guys, you guys do you, okay? And I do read my comments, and a lot of people are saying, not a lot of people, but some people out there, in my videos are commenting that they are, selling their Bitcoins, not even just Bitcoin, but other alts for Kaspa, and I approve, okay? I don't mind that, but the Bitcoin bit, you guys need to understand, you need to own some Bitcoin. Even small amounts of Bitcoin will, okay, change your life down in the future. I truly do believe in that. Like I said, right, just 0.1 Bitcoin will change your life. I'm talking long term here, right? So understand, get some Bitcoin or hold some Bitcoin. Don't sell all your Bitcoins, guys, okay, for Kaspa. That's just personally my opinion, okay? That's just personally my opinion, right? And maybe, you guys watching this video right now, maybe you guys are Kaspa maxis, okay? And do I approve of that? Sure, right? I do not mind. But understand, in my opinion, I truly do believe everyone out there that is investing into crypto, your portfolio needs to have some Bitcoin. I feel like you can't go all in on altcoins. You need some Bitcoin. In fact, I feel like you guys need more Bitcoin than altcoins. I've talked about this many, many times. Okay, I feel like having a portfolio of like 60% Bitcoin and then 40% of alts is a good portfolio. Even honestly, in my opinion, 70% Bitcoins, okay, and then the other 30% is altcoins. Right, that's just personally my opinion. I feel like that's a healthy portfolio, right? But I know a lot of people out there, their portfolios are completely different. But that, in my opinion, I just feel like you need more Bitcoins than altcoins, right? And we have obviously seen, Bitcoin reaching new all-time highs, right? We have seen that, okay, couple weeks, okay, past few weeks, past few months, Bitcoin has in fact been reaching new highs, right? And it is Bitcoin season, altcoins haven't really been moving, but, Bitcoin has been, reaching new highs for the past few months, as we all know, right? Whereas altcoins, it's not really moving. And, the Bitcoin dominance is still looking pretty good, still above 65%. It's not showing any weakness, right? If we go to the weekly time frame, it's not showing any weakness at all, okay? Because as we all know, we have to see the Bitcoin dominance dropping for pretty much alt season to start. And clearly, the Bitcoin dominance has not dropped yet, right? It's not showing any weakness at all. Okay, you guys can clearly see that. So it is truly Bitcoin season right now, but I still believe, alt season will start. And I do believe, that's when we will see Kaspa going back up to, 20 cents, okay, even reaching a new all-time high. I do believe that is very, very possible for Kaspa, as I've been telling you guys many, many times. But hey, you guys do you. That is just my personal opinion, okay? I personally would never sell my Bitcoins for Kaspa. Okay, even if it's the opposite, I would never sell, my Kaspa for Bitcoin, right? I am both equally very, very bullish on both of these projects, okay? I'm very bullish for Bitcoin long term, and I'm very bullish for Kaspa long term, right? I'm just simply buying and holding both of these projects, okay? So that's my personal opinion. You guys do you. Okay, if you guys want to go ahead and sell your Bitcoins for Kaspa, okay, do it. It's really up to you guys. Okay, so that being said, I appreciate all you guys for watching this video. Give this video a thumbs up, and of course subscribe to the channel. More videos will in fact be coming your way, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, I will catch you guys all in my next video. Have a good one, guys.